Beginning, the woman at the station. The night I met her, the galaxy still thought I was nobody. I was a mechanic working at a forgotten refueling station orbiting a dull orange star in the outer colonies. The place was the kind of station ships visited only when they had no other choice. Rusted docking arms, flickering lights, and the smell of ion fuel soaked into the walls. Most days were the same. Fix a drive core, replace a shield capacitor, maybe listen to a few smugglers argue over docking fees. Nothing important ever happened there. Until she walked in. She looked completely ordinary. Dark hair tied loosely behind her head. A worn traveler's coat. Boots dusty from a long journey. If anything, she looked like someone who had been running from trouble for a long time. She approached my repair bay quietly. "Are you the mechanic?" she asked. Her voice was calm but carried something unusual, confidence wrapped in exhaustion. "That depends," I said. "If you're here to complain about prices, I'm just the janitor." She almost smiled. "I need my ship repaired," she said, quietly. I glanced past her through the observation window. A small transport vessel sat in Dock 7. The hull was scorched, and one of its engine pylons hung slightly crooked. "That ship shouldn't have made it here," I muttered. "It barely did." I sighed and wiped grease from my hands. "All right, let's take a look." We walked across the docking platform together. I noticed something strange immediately. Her ship wasn't civilian. It was disguised to look that way, but the hull plating, the weapon hardpoints hidden under panels, the advanced shielding, it was military grade. Expensive military grade. "Who are you?" I asked. She hesitated. "Someone who needs help." I should have stopped right there. But instead I grabbed my tools and climbed into the engine bay. The repair that changed everything. The engine damage was worse than I thought. The ship's quantum stabilizer had been overloaded, probably from a jump made under extreme stress. Whoever had been chasing her had pushed her to the limit. "You are running from someone," I said while tightening a magnetic coil. "Yes." "Pirates?" "No." Her answer was quiet. "Worse." I leaned back out of the engine compartment. "That's comforting." She stood near the cargo ramp, watching the stars through the force field. For a moment, she looked less like a traveler and more like someone who had lost an entire world. "Why here?" I asked. "Because no one important ever comes here," she said. I laughed. "Well, that's accurate." 2 hours later, the engine was repaired. The ship hummed smoothly again. She stepped aboard and began powering systems. Then she turned toward me. "How much do I owe you?" I shrugged. 500 credits. She walked closer. Then she did something strange. Instead of transferring credits, she placed a small metallic disc in my hand. The surface shimmered faintly. I frowned. "What is this?" "A favor," she said. "I prefer money. You'll understand later." Something in her tone made me uneasy. Before I could ask anything else, the station alarm suddenly blared. Red lights flashed across the hangar. My console activated automatically. Incoming broadcast signals flooded the screen. Then the galaxy changed. When the galaxy started hunting me. A massive holographic transmission appeared above the docking platform. It was the symbol of the Galactic Coalition, the most powerful authority in known space. Their emergency alert echoed through the station. Priority transmission to all citizens. My stomach tightened. This level of alert meant only one thing. Someone very important was missing. The holographic image shifted. Then a face appeared. My heart stopped. It was her, the woman standing beside me. But in the hologram, she wasn't wearing a worn coat. She wore a crown made of living crystal. Behind her stood entire fleets. The message continued. "Princess Elira of the Celestial Dominion has disappeared." Anyone aiding her escape will be considered an enemy of the galaxy. The individual currently seen assisting her at Outer Station K-17 is now a priority target. Every screen on the station turned toward me. My face appeared in the broadcast. Mechanic. Nobody. Now the most wanted man in the galaxy. I slowly turned toward her. You're a princess? She winced slightly. Yes. And now the entire galaxy thinks I kidnapped you. She nodded. Docking alarms escalated. Multiple ships were approaching. Fast. Military fast. I stared at her. Tell me you didn't drag me into a galactic crisis. She looked directly into my eyes. I tried not to. The truth behind the princess. We sealed the docking bay doors as security drones outside began scanning ships. I grabbed my tool bag. You'd better explain. Princess Elira leaned against the console. My empire arranged a political marriage, she said. With who? The warlord who controls half the outer territories. Romantic. She ignored the sarcasm. That marriage would give him control of the Dominion fleet. And you ran. Yes. Which makes you a runaway princess. And makes you my accomplice. I rubbed my face. Fantastic. Outside, ships began arriving. Coalition cruisers. Dominion battlecraft. Bounty hunters. Everyone wanted the same thing. Her. And they think I kidnapped you. I muttered. Yes. Why didn't you just tell them the truth? Her expression darkened. Because if they catch me, the marriage happens anyway. The station sensors pinged. Docking clamps on her ship suddenly activated. Unauthorized override. Someone was trying to board. I looked at her. Well, princess, looks like we're leaving. The escape. We sprinted to her ship. Blaster fire erupted as station security tried to stop us. The ramp slammed shut behind us. Start the engines, I shouted. She slid into the pilot seat. The engines roared alive. 3 warships blocked the docking exit. You said you fixed the stabilizer, she said calmly. I did. Good. She pushed the throttle. The ship launched like a missile. Laser fire exploded across the hull. The stabilizer screamed under pressure as she jumped the ship through the narrow docking corridor. I grabbed the console. You fly like you have a death wish. She smirked slightly. I've been doing this for 3 weeks. The stars stretched. A micro-jump activated. Our ship vanished before the warships could lock missiles. For a moment the cockpit was silent. Then the long-range scanners lit up. Hundreds of search signals. Bounty alerts. Military tracking codes. I leaned back in the chair. The entire galaxy is hunting us. She looked out the window quietly. I know. Climax. The galaxy closes in. For weeks we jumped system to system. Everywhere we went, fleets followed. The bounty on my head climbed higher each day. 1 million credits. 10 million. Then 100 million. The galaxy thought I had kidnapped the most important princess alive. Eventually we ran out of places to hide. We stopped near a dying star where no one traveled. The ship floated quietly in the darkness. I sat across from her in the cockpit. You know eventually they'll catch us. She nodded. Yes. Then why keep running? She hesitated. Then she finally said the truth. Because I needed time. For what? She handed me the metallic disc she had given me earlier. Activate it. I pressed the center. A hologram expanded. It displayed something impossible. A broadcast network connected to every major system in the galaxy. You could expose the political marriage, I said slowly. Yes. And show the warlord's plan to seize the Dominion. Yes. I looked at her. So, why didn't you? Her voice softened. Because I couldn't do it alone. I frowned. Why me? She smiled faintly. Because when you thought I was ordinary, you helped me anyway. Ending. The broadcast that changed the galaxy. We positioned the ship near a relay satellite. Coalition fleets were already approaching. We had minutes at most. You ready? I asked. Princess Elira nodded. I activated the broadcast. Every screen across the galaxy lit up. She stepped forward and spoke. She revealed everything. The forced marriage, the warlord's plan, the corruption in the Coalition Council. Billions watched. Fleets halted. Governments panicked. The truth spread faster than any fleet could chase us. When the broadcast ended, silence filled the cockpit. Then the fleet signals changed. Ships that had been hunting us turned away. Others began moving toward the warlord's territories instead. The galaxy had shifted. Elira sat back slowly. It worked. I looked at the scanners. Looks like you just started a revolution. She laughed softly. Outside, the fleets that once hunted us disappeared into the stars. The galaxy was no longer searching for me, not as a criminal, but as the man who helped the princess change the fate of empires. I leaned back in the pilot seat. You know, I said, if I had known who you were when you walked into my repair bay, I probably would have said no. She smiled. Yes. But you didn't. I looked out at the stars. She had looked like an ordinary woman, but that night changed the galaxy. And somehow, it had turned an unknown mechanic into the most important ally the princess ever had. And this time, the galaxy wasn't hunting us. It was waiting to see what we would do next.